With Coach McMillan here, Skyhawk Talk continues live from Snappy Tomato Pizza. UT Martin Friday will play at Northwestern as they open up the season. Let's look back at the matchup with Martin Methodist. It was a preseason or exhibition game. Coach, what's the difference?
I don't know. I think it's a preseason exhibition game.
It's a preseason exhibition game. You win that one 96-57. For a lot of the fans, it was the first time to get to see some of your new players play. Let's talk about some of those. I want to talk about Big Baby is what, and I was surprised that so many people in the stands behind me were calling her Big Baby and knew her nickname, and not only her name and everything, but her actual name is Cortrice Golden. She's from Memphis, and she had an impressive game with 18 points and 12 rebounds. She was 7 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. How about 3 block shots and 4 steals? She was halfway to a quadruple-double almost right there.
Yeah, and she's capable. She's a very, very skilled post player. Nice soft touch, soft hands, and if you see her play and then ever get to know her, you'll know why she's called Big Baby, because she's one of the sweetest kids. And we were helping them move into their dorms, and Allie was with me and walked in, and she had a big Minnie Mouse sitting right there, and she and Allie sat down and started playing with Mickey and Minnie, and I mean, it's just that's her.
I asked her, I said, can I call you Big Baby on the air, or Baby, or do I need to call you by your name? And she said, sir, Mr. Brinkley, whatever you say is okay with me.
That's her. That's exactly how she is.
I was telling, my parents didn't get to go to the game, and I was telling them if you took Andrika Jackson and Felicia Mitchell and added some height and better hands, she might be the best of those two players, plus some. It was hard to describe what she's like as a post player.
That's a pretty good description. You have to throw in some guard skills, which you haven't seen yet, but you will. I mean, there was one possession where she kind of took the ball up the floor, but she'll go between her legs and behind her back and start shaking around, and I mean, you'll be surprised. I mean, she's got very, very good handling skills for somebody that size, and if we can get her where she can get up and down the floor, she is a problem for anybody to guard, because she can score down low, she can shoot threes, she can take you off the dribble. We've just got to get her where she can play a lot of minutes.
And not only does she have to be able to play a lot of minutes in a game, but your style and tempo is sometimes outrageous with the two guards, Butler and Newsom, and asking her to get them down the floor is a little bit different than it could be if she were on some other teams, because you go at a faster pace.
Yeah, but after watching her, you'll see we'll slow down and let her get down there because if one of Butler or Newsom happens to be out, well, what we'll probably do is we'll say, y'all take off and do your thing. And then if we don't get something pretty quick, about that time, Big Baby will be down there, and then we'll get with her.
What was she like in high school?
She was an absolute dominant player in high school. In the state Final Four game against Riverdale, who won the championship, she played 14 minutes. And in those 14 minutes, they beat Riverdale. They were up 4-5. And in the 18 minutes that she didn't play, they lost by 39. So the Miss Basketball that's going to Georgia couldn't guard her. She stopped her. I mean, she's that good.
Why did she only play that many minutes?
She when she gets tired, she doesn't push through like she should, and she'll tell you that. And that's why we're on her about it right now. And what she would do is foul, so she'd get out of the game. and so she would get 3 fouls and have to sit, and then she'd be out for a while. Then when she'd go back in, they would make a push, and then she'd get tired and she'd foul somebody and have to go sit back down. And I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. I may just let her foul out of her first game 5 straight times, just to teach her to push through. But she's working. She's worked harder than anybody on our squad this fall to get herself in shape and get ready, and I'm extremely proud of her.
Rakisha Bryant did not. Well, she played 16 minutes. I was going to say she didn't get a lot of minutes, but Coach, she appeared to be a little bit more aggressive this year than we've seen her in years past. Saw some nice post moves inside. She got in there and got 10 rebounds too.
She's worked hard with Coach Rayburn this summer and in the spring and the fall. And she's bigger, and she's more physical, and she's a lot more, what's the right word? It's kind of mature. Mm-hmm. She's a senior now. She knows it's kind of in her role, but she had a good night, and we expect a lot of things. Those two kids you've just mentioned, if they have the kind of year that we think they can, then we're dangerously different than we were last year.
Right.
So
Because we had talked about last year, you consistently got numbers from the guard spots in Butler and Newsom, and if you truly had some kind of inside presence, it just balances everything out and makes everything so much easier for you on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, that's what we think with those kids, that we can score inside, and if there's a night where we're not shooting well, that they can pick up the slack. And it's just different weapons that we have. The problem is it's going to take us a while to figure it all out.
One of the things I didn't talk to you about last week on Skyhawk Talk, and I don't like to talk about last year's players who are not on the team anymore, but Taylor Hall, who graduated. And you would look at a stat sheet, and maybe she didn't do a lot, but boy, did she do a lot. What player on this team has to step up and do those little things that she did last year from a leadership standpoint, from a being able to pass the basketball standpoint? She just kind of was the glue there in certain games that held your team together.
Well, there's no question that she was an integral part, and that's exactly what she did for us. And I think that you can look at Sydney Van Landingham and you can look at Katie Schubert to probably pick up that role, the majority of that role. Megan White can pick up some. Most of Megan's stuff is a lot of leadership stuff. The other two are very good passers, very good shooters. And so hopefully that one of those is going to accept that challenge.
And when you play with scorers like Butler and Newsom, and you're a role player, your role is not as a scorer, and players have to figure that out.
Right, and somebody like Van Landingham, she averaged 18 or 19 points a game in high school, and she was used to being the one they ran everything through, and so she's having to learn that this is a different world. Now, Schubert was a point guard who kind of got everybody else involved, so her mentality's kind of there. But again, it is different, and that's why I tell you it's going to take a while for everybody to figure it all out.
Yeah, I'm excited. And your teams always have this ability to evolve. You're not the same team in Game 10 as you were in Game 1 or Game 20 as you were in Game 10.
No, we really figure each other out. They figure me out. I figure them out. Coach Russell figures his post players out. Coach Haskins figures the guards out, and then they figure each other out. And you wish and you hope that we're going to be doing it a little quicker with the schedule this year.
Chelsea Hall also is at that point guard position some in the game against Martin Methodist. She reminds me a little bit of Butler and Newsom and her quickness and her ability to do things with the basketball.
I thought she's well, what do you think? I think she may be faster than they are.
You know what? Equal at times.
She's definitely not slower than they are.
No.
I mean, she's quick. I don't know that she's got the strength and explosiveness that Butler has or that lightning acceleration that Newsom has, but just raw speed and quickness. She may be quicker than they are.
I think when I was watching, I thought, wow, this is the future. She has very fantastic raw skills, and playing with Butler and Newsom every day in practice is going to make her better.
Well, that's what we're hoping, but she's got to be willing to embrace that opportunity that's in front of her. I don't think she gets it. But the opportunity to play with those guys every single day, I mean, she's got the potential to really, really, really be good. And you saw that with, I think she had 7 points and 5 assists or
she did
something, and there's just a lot of opportunity here for her if she really wants to grow.
And one of the things I saw with this team, and again, we're as the fans learning the newer players and their tendencies and their abilities, you have a lot more flexibility this year than you've had in the last 2 years with those championship teams. And you can really go big, and you did at times with the lineup. Didn't you have Rakisha Shelby and Big Baby in the lineup at the same time with your two guards? And I'm thinking, well, what's this going to do?
We had that out there for a couple of minutes, and we did that for a reason so we could watch it a little bit and see what they're going to do because – when you play Baylor and Stanford and Purdue and Louisville and those teams that are huge, we want to know if we have to go big, what we're going to do, and so that's why we did that, and but their skills are good enough that we can play. We could play Big Baby to 3, because she can shoot the 3 so well, and Shelby knows how to play any spot. So I mean, we're playing around, and that's what I was talking about. It's going to take a while for us to figure out. Can that lineup? How many minutes can that lineup play together? How long can they be out on the floor? Who do we? When you take them out, where do we go? I mean, there's just a lot of questions, and but you're right that there's a lot more pieces to the puzzle than we've had in any year that we've been here.
I see your mentality changing a little bit this year than though it wasn't a couple of years ago. You would be more experimental in the non-conference games. I know you will be now too. But you've created this non-conference schedule to help your RPI, so it's important that you do well in those games.
Yeah, and
was that your emphasis 2 years ago?
No, not at all. It was going in right here, and but because of losing some kids that we didn't count on last year, we've kind of had to go back and say, okay, we know we're not going to be really good in November and December while everybody figures it out. So let's make sure we're going to be good in January and February, and we feel confident and comfortable with that. The only challenge is the caliber of opponent from November and December is astronomically different than it was even 2 years ago when we were playing all those schools that we all talked about how good they were.
Does RPI factor in scores too, or is it just a win-loss?
Just a win-loss.
Just a win-loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so that's good.
That is good.
That's good.
Friday, you're at Northwestern.
Northwestern, we open up with the Big Ten, and I think if I saw their scouting report right today, they're 6'7", 6'5", 6'4", when they start. So it's a huge start to the season for us. And we ended the season last year in Chicago, and we're going to open the season this year in Chicago. And we would love to sneak up and beat a BCS school to start the season off.
Monday at the Elam Center, a week from tonight, you've got Arkansas State at the house.
And they're loaded. They beat us last year. They were picked right behind Little Rock on their side of the Sun Belt. Little Rock actually thinks that Arkansas State's the best team over there, and we scrimmage Little Rock. So that's going to be a definite challenge because they've got everybody back from last year.
Coach, quick note, we didn't talk about this last week. Same staff is back. Coach Russell, Coach Haskins, Weatherly, Stacey Evans. That's nice.
We're just the usual suspects. I mean, we're the normal crew, and it is nice. It's nice to have everybody back, and because we all know what to expect from each other and kind of know what's going on. We just got to hope these young ones can figure it out pretty quick. Maybe you need to give a speech to them.
Yeah. Genuinely, though, too, you guys seem to like each other, the coaching staff.
Yeah, we do, or I guess we wouldn't still be.
No.
We wouldn't still be. We'd probably run Haskins off or run Alicia off or somebody. Me and Russell are kind of old when you look at those young guys.
I don't know how old Russell is.
Russell, he's been coaching long enough to have so many state championship rings and NCAA tournament rings that he's almost got one for every finger. Yes, almost got one for every finger. I think he's at 9 right now.
Wow, that's impressive to me. When I first got into the broadcasting business, I was doing his game when he had the Tuggles girls and Bradford and all those players. Seriously, as much as you know about basketball, whenever he leans in and gives you some comment during a game, are you ever surprised that he saw something that you or Haskins didn't catch?
No, but I'm always his view of the game is so simple that he keeps me very grounded. I may get too confused, and he'll say, "Hey, well, just do this," and I'll be like going, it's fine. Just give the ball to Butler in the high post. Okay, yeah. It works. That's the way he looks at it, and he's helped me out a ton. And he knows that I'm a little crazy about stuff, but he's not afraid to tell me things, and he knows if he tells me something, I'm gonna do it. Mm-hmm. But now Haskins knows it too. Mm-hmm. Haskins is a little nervous sometimes, but Coach Russell's like, well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, Haskins is going, if it doesn't work, he's going to get on me. But we have a good time. We enjoy it, and we all, everybody's pulling the same direction, and it's a really, really quality staff. Coach Haskins does a great job. Coach Russell does a great job.
Can't wait till the start of the season Friday at Northwestern. Then a week from tonight, be at the Elam Center when Arkansas State comes to town. And you're headed to a middle school basketball game?
Headed to middle school basketball, and then getting ready to head to Chicago.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.
Coach Kevin McMillan. We'll come back with Coach Jason James next. We're talking UT Martin men's basketball when we return. They open their season Friday at Arkansas Little Rock. Then we'll play Sunday at Cincinnati. More on the way on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.